This is the Sports Investor Podcast with Professor MJ, session number 22. Today we'll be going over 4 NFL picks for week number 13. Let's do this!
Welcome to the Sports Investor Podcast, where it's all about smart sports betting. Here is your host, Professor MJ.
Hi everyone, it's good to be talking to you again. We had a rough Sunday last week by going 1-3 with our picks. We had an ordinary month of November with a 7-7 record. I found out why when I came across a very interesting article on ESPN.com. If you have been following me for a fair amount of time, you know I'm a contrarian, which means I tend to fade the public. I also pick more underdogs than favorites in general. The ESPN article mentioned that November 2017 was the best month for favorites against the spread in the Super Bowl era, as they went 37, 15, and 4. That's an astounding 71% success rate. Based on this information, I should be glad I was still able to get a 500 record during that month. According to a manager for Caesars Palace Sportsbooks, if the Steelers had covered the spread against the Packers on Sunday night, it would have been one of the worst NFL regular season Sundays of all time for bookies. Okay, so today I want to give you some insight about my top 4 NFL predictions of the week.
Yes! Yes!
Overall this season, we are now 25, 18, and 2 for a 58.1 success rate. Let's try to get back above 60%. Today's show is sponsored by Intertops, who happens to be the sportsbook where I placed my very first online bet back in 1999. They have decided to offer an exclusive deal to my listeners. Right now they are promoting a 100% welcome bonus up to $100. But if you sign up by entering promo code PROFESSOR, you will get that same 100% bonus, but this time up to $500. The rollover requirement is very reasonable, which is a 6-time rollover at minimum odds of minus 200 in American format, which is the same as 1.5 in decimal format. Please note that this offer is open to residents from the US, Canada, and Australia, and is valid until the end of the year 2018. Pick number 1. Chargers minus 13.5 points against the Browns. At the time of this recording, most bookies are posting a spread of 14, but Bet365 has 13.5 points at minus 110 odds, or you could buy half a point with Pinnacle and get the Chargers for minus 13.5 points at minus 106. Last year, the Browns finished the season with a 1-15 record. Guess who's the only team they beat? That's right, the Chargers, by a 20-17 score in Cleveland on week number 16. Do you think Philip Rivers and company still remember that game? I bet they do, and they must feel like this is payback time. I also like how the Chargers are getting 3 additional days of rest after playing last Thursday in Dallas. Meanwhile, the Browns will be playing a third road game in 4 games. The first 2 were pretty close from home, as they played in Detroit and Cincinnati, but this one in LA will require traveling through 3 time zones. The Chargers are definitely a team on the rise. Their 5-6 record is deceiving because they have outscored their opponents by 47 points thus far. They opened the season with 4 straight losses, but have gone 5-2 since then. Also, did you look at the margin of victory in their 6 losses? Their worst loss was a 14-point deficit against the Chiefs. They also lost by 8 points in New England, while the remaining 4 losses were all decided by 3 points or less. That's pretty impressive. Pick number 2, Titans minus 6.5 points against the Texans. I'm taking the Titans for 4 reasons. Reason number 1. Here's one more case where the revenge factor comes into play. Back in week 4, the Titans were literally embarrassed in a 57-14 loss in Houston, a game in which Deshaun Watson threw 4 TD passes and ran for 1 more. Tennessee won't let the foot off the accelerator this Sunday and will want to crush them. And you'll probably agree with me that getting blown out is a possibility when your quarterback is Tom Savage. Reason number 2. The Texans lost the Monday Nighter, which means 1 less day of preparation and a disrupted routine. Reason number 3. Houston will be on the road for a 3rd time in 4 games, including back-to-back weeks. That's 4 different cities in as many weeks, which amounts to quite a bit of traveling. Reason number 4. Losing in Baltimore pretty much sealed Houston's fate. They are very likely out of the playoff race, and they know it, whereas the Titans are in a dogfight with the Jaguars for the AFC South title and a playoff berth. I expect Tennessee to be much hungrier to win this match. Pick number 3. Cardinals plus 7 points against the Rams. This is the prototypical sandwich game for the Rams. Their past 2 games were high-profile games against the Vikings and the Saints, while their next 2 will be against the 10-1 Philadelphia Eagles and the 7-4 Seattle Seahawks. It will be very easy to look past a mediocre Cardinals team. However, Los Angeles should not take Arizona lightly. The Cards are 3-2 at home, and they managed to upset the Jaguars at home last week. And it was not a lucky win that occurred because of touchdowns on kick returns or turnovers. Indeed, Arizona racked up 344 total yards versus only 219 for Jacksonville. Impressive performance by the Cards. I generally don't like betting a team that is coming off a big win, either because it turned out to be a surprise or because it happened against a very strong team. But the Rams are also coming off a big win after beating the Saints 26-20. Back in week number 7, the Rams embarrassed the Cardinals in a 33-0 shutout.
You have got to be kidding.
That game is still fresh in Arizona's mind, and they will certainly show up in top form this Sunday. The line has not moved much despite fairly heavy action on the Rams. As a matter of fact, 74% of spread bets and 64% of moneyline bets have gone on LA. Pick number 4. Dolphins plus 1.5 points against the Broncos. Jay Cutler has cleared the concussion protocol, so he will be facing his old team, where he played the first 3 years of his career, after getting picked in the first round of the 2006 NFL Draft. That's certainly a motivational factor for him, and his teammates will do their best to get him the W. This game features a couple of clubs who are on a pretty bad losing skid. Denver has lost its last 7 matches, while Miami has dropped 5 in a row. The Broncos will be traveling through 2 time zones, and the game will start at 11 a.m. for people from Denver. Also, the intensity level won't be as high for the Broncos after visiting their arch rivals in Oakland last week. Granted, the Dolphins will be playing under bizarre conditions, as this game is sandwiched between 2 meetings with the Patriots. After getting beat up at Gillette Stadium last week, I expect them to rebound at home. That's it for today's show. I wish you good luck on your week number 13 NFL picks. In the next few weeks, I'll be posting articles about specific betting strategies in the NBA and the NHL. Therefore, make sure you either sign up to my mailing list via the homepage of ProfessorMJ.com or join my friendly Facebook group where you can be kept up to date on everything I do about sports betting. Thanks a lot for listening. This is Professor MJ from Quebec City in Canada. I hope to talk to you again very soon. Peace out.